Alright, I'm coming to you in the middle of a project that I'm doing. I have this machine here that was used for testing out various hard drives and components and whatever, and running Windows 7. The motherboard's from an HP system of some description. The case is something else, and everything is just put together. Anyway, so the thing is with this system, it would power on, and it would just do nothing. No beeps, no nothing. It would power on. I mean, the fans would move, everything else, and it's like, okay, you know what? Let's see if it's like a power supply thing. Switch out the power supply, same thing, and well, turns out, I guess, that the motherboard is gone on this machine. So my next course of action is to get another machine to take the place of a Windows 7 machine with doing testing, blah blah blah. So, as you know, I had other machines. Earlier today, see which ones did I try. That one, I think that's the original machine that the motherboard was in, actually, and it doesn't have that HP, not the Dell. It doesn't have. It only has 1 gig of memory in it right now, and I change out components. I have absolutely no clue. I think I should have just rewatched some of my old videos, but at any rate, that's not going to cut it for a Windows 7 box. There is one. I tried that. That is what is pretty dark. That was running or still is actually running Linux Mint. Problem with that. Why didn't I use that? Oh yeah, it only has like 1 gig too, as well. So at this point, you know, I'm not buying any more RAM or whatever. So let me try this guy, the Dell Vostro that you saw. It was in another video just briefly. This was used, or was as a standby for my server, just in case. It has a Pentium E5300, I think. I don't know. 3 gigs of RAM. It's like, you know what? Let me try this dude. So I tried this dude, and the power supply in it, actually, it was dying when I was using it. The fan gave out. It did not read the optical drive. The system fan kicked out during the thing, and at one point it was, I think the power supply was actually causing problems with the hard drive, where hard drive started to click, and it doesn't normally do that. This hard drive actually has the installation of Debian in there, where it would be switching out for the server, but this is the hard drive from that guy. So now I am in a little bit of a pickle, because I mean, like, okay, yeah, I could install Windows 7, but I want to see if there's a way around this. So, caught up on everything. Oh, and plus, I'm going to probably install this IDE card in here, because there are no IDE in that. So, let's see. Here we go. So, I'm going off of this website on how to possibly... Okay, well, you know what happens when you switch out a hard drive to one machine to another machine, and it doesn't have the right hard drive controller. Well, yeah, it just reboots, and then Windows, at least Windows 7, it can't repair it. So what you do is boot up, and then you go to the command prompt, and then you type in this, and you try to get the drivers for it. So I already created a CD with the drivers that are needed for this hard drive controller. And so let's see if that actually works. If it works, well, you'll see this. If it doesn't work, I'm not even going to actually upload it because, well, then that'd be just a waste of time. So at this point, let's turn this guy. Actually, let's get the Windows 7 CD out. One hand. All right. Okay. So let's get this guy in. Oh. Yeah, I've heard that before. I think the battery is actually going low on this because it actually does work. As you will see, there we go. If we go into setup, the time and date is probably going to be wrong, and which it is. So let me quickly replace the battery. 1 second. I have some new batteries, but I couldn't be bothered to locate them, so I just yanked it out of this one, which I think is still okay. So let's see if we get the beeping stuff again. Serious? Interesting. Oh, and now it's not saying the CD-ROM drive again. Is this motherboard going out too? Alright, so I'm not saying that's going to happen, not going to happen again, I don't know. But it's seeing the CD-ROM drive now. And I just corrected the date and time, so let's attempt, okay, yep, oh yeah, oh. Should have actually tried to boot from the, what in the world, okay, you know what, I'm going to reboot. Boot menu. Oh great. You see what it is. How in the world did that happen? Wouldn't that be awesome to, oh yeah, okay, that's why it happened, because the optical drive is the first thing to boot. Alright, that makes sense. Focus. Focus. You're not going to listen. Anyway, so, I don't know how good it will be for having a testing machine that I really don't know if it's actually working 100% itself. This is just going to be a stupid little video to see if this whole thing, if you can switch hard drive controller. My goodness. This is the first time I'm using this. I have a new phone. I don't like it as much for recording apparently because it's that's neither here nor there. But the thing is, I want to just see if I can replace the hard drive controller drivers through this method, and even if I do, I mean, like, I don't even know if I can reactivate this version of Windows 7. So this is, like I said, just a stupid video. Hey, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, and if this machine still beeps in the beginning, I don't know. If you've seen my other videos, it seems like I have like sometimes I have problem with batteries, and then they go away. The problem goes away, not the battery, but the problem goes away. We'll see what happens with this Dell. Anyway, who cares? All right, so it sees the drive in this view. So let's do this then. Let's take the Windows 7 installation media out. Let's take the correct drivers, plop them in there, and let's run this command. dism/image C. I should actually show you this. Image C / doing it with one hand and okay. Add driver / driver. And this is going to be E. SATA recurse. Now wait till it, okay. Error 2. One second. Let's try another method. pnputil. So, okay. pnputil -a E SATA IASTOR.INF. Yeah, if I can type. So pnputil is located on Windows System 32. Interesting. Okay. That did more than I thought it would. Let's reboot this thing. Okay, it's not going to boot from that CD anyway, so who cares? Well, it has to wait for it to spin up too, only to fail. Stop it. Load from the hard drive. Can you do it? Oh. Let's try this. I'm importing all of the chipset drivers, hopefully, into the driver store of Windows 7 on the drive. It imported 55. That's a good sign. I was looking to... Oh, my finger's in the way. I was looking to maybe import the Windows, not the pre-install, but the regular... You know what? Let's see what happens here. I am not very hopeful, but and if anything, I can change the ATA to, nope, there we go, we reboot. Yeah. So, I mean, like, it's a good thing that there's not anything important on this drive. Oh, I mean, okay, if anything is important, you can hook it up to another machine, whatever. But I just didn't feel like reinstalling Windows 7. And it looks like I will have to do that. Unless, nope, that's definitely a, and in case you're wondering, if you do boot up without it rebooting, it gives a blue screen. Was it BF, I think? Let's see what safe mode does. Come on, stop doing that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to have to reinstall Windows 7 on this machine. Yeah, B7. So it can't read from the hard drive. Awesome. Alright, I'm throwing everything to the wind right now. Silly me, I mean, like, the whole DISM process, well, there was a recurse option thrown in, and I'm just throwing every single driver that's on that disk in there. So seeing all of the chipset INF files, it's doing the IA store and AHCI. Now, I don't have high hopes. I really don't have high hopes. It's kind of disappointing when just one. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Wow. That's alrighty then. Sweet. God dang, just what's wrong with this phone? I don't even know if I'm going to upload this because it's probably a crappy video, but the funny thing is, after all of that, got all the Dell drivers. Where in the world is my mouse? There it is. That's all you need to do. That's all you need to do. Okay, so maybe I wasn't clear in the beginning of this video, like what the importance of this was. It's not really important. The thing is, when you have a machine that dies and you're transferring the hard drive from that machine to another machine, you need to make sure that the controller, drive controller drivers are installed in Windows 7, or else you'll get that blue screen or reboots. So you need to add those drivers into the driver store, and this is how you do it then. Alright, so that dism command, you can add drivers into the driver store, and the machine will actually boot, moving to another machine. Now, of course, all of the other drivers are wrong. You know, display drivers, yes, that will have to be dealt with, obviously, but it's a small issue when comparatively to when your machine won't actually boot because of the wrong device controller. So this is the first time I've ever done anything like this, and I think Windows 10 actually handles it better. The weirdest thing about Windows 7 is that maybe it's the version that I'm using. I have an update version of it, but I cannot like do a repair in place like I did with Windows XP. I remember with Windows XP, I made an image, and this was before I knew like that you needed to change the device controller drivers to something generic and then put it into another machine, and then it will boot wherever. Every time that I restore that image to another machine, I needed to do a Windows install repair, which would just overwrite all of those drivers and blah blah blah, and everything would be hunky-dory. You can't do that with Windows 7 apparently, or at least the version that I have. Wow. This is interesting. So I think I'll just catch you at the tail end of this, and when all of the drivers are installed, and alright, when everything's actually all put together too, when that power supply is actually inside and all of these cables they'll still be a rat nest. So anyway, maybe that last cut was unneeded, because I said I was going to wrap it up, but here's the thing. After that reboot, the display was 100% correct. Windows is activated, which is actually kind of a shock to me. Still, name is tester, because that was the old device manager. Let's look in there. I hadn't looked in there before. Holy wow. Yeah, it sees everything. This is okay, alright, yeah. I don't know if the sound works. I don't care if the sound works. I mean, this is not a machine that I'm going to be using sound for. So I am going to put that power supply in, put this hard drive in, because it actually has a lot of stuff that I was working on testing, like storage. Here we have the MS-DOS 6.22 files for the AT&T PC6300, different iterations, some images, and yeah, and this is pretty incredible, actually. I did not think that this would work. So it's now at its home down here. I got the 133 SATA or parallel ATA card installed using the Vista drivers. There is no Windows 7 drivers for an SIL 680 version 3. Put in, yeah, whoa, card reader of janky, whatever, can't really see it. It's just a card reader, just connected to USB. And everything is totally here. We will turn this on. It's connected over here, there. So let's no weird beeps. It's gonna take a little while on this screen if I don't press escape. Well, it will take a while when I press escape too, because it's going to be loading the ATA 133 BIOS, obviously, and there's going to be no drivers or no drives found. My goodness, I really hate this camera for recording this. See, I guess I need to go into settings or something, or just use my old phone maybe for recording. Not like I do a lot of recording. It doesn't really matter. No matter. But this thing is actually a lot faster than it was a Pentium 4 hyper-threaded. So this is a, what I said, Pentium E5300. So yeah, which I kind of actually find it funny that that Pentium, that Vostro 220 is much faster than the Dell 8400, but yet that's running Windows 7 and this is running Windows 10. So what? Just the way the things go anyway. So as we see in here, we'll go into the device manager, see all its fun stuff. And you know what, it got the display adapter right away. Storage controller, the SIL 680. I did not, generic USB, so that would be, card reader is seen right here. And that's basically it. I mean, everything else is working 100%. So the last thing I need to do, because it's been a while since I did this, and I need to remember where it is, we'll do a Windows update. I'm sure there's going to be quite a few of them there. I accept. And yeah, I mean, like, I'm not going to be showing any videos on this because, or like YouTube or whatever, because I guess it will work. I don't care. I mean, this, like I said, as I showed you the different parts of this hard drive, this was used for backing up stuff from different projects, and I need a system to just quickly connect hard drives to for testing and wiping, and so this thing is now up and running again. The old case, I have no clue. I'm probably going to keep that. That's a nice case. But anyway, rambling at this point, probably too long of a video. But I hope if anybody watches this and has a motherboard that died and you need to transfer the stuff, a hard drive to another machine in Windows 7, and you can't do a restore install, that this is a way to get at least the drive controller drivers, hard drive controller drivers in the data store. So I don't know if that was very clear. Hope it was. But it was just something to do, and actually it was needed. This wasn't just a fun project. This was a machine that I wanted to keep as is. So be that as it is, I'll see you in the next video, probably in another, I don't know, 6 months, a year. Till then, take care.